It's your boy, Nerdy White Guy. Nerdy White Guy. Put you in a motherfucking coffin, my guy. He's so dope. Nerdy White Guy. Nerdy White Guy. My first got answered, dude. this white dude. Nerdy White Guy. Nerdy White Guy. We're gonna get this shit started, though. Nerdy gang. What's going down, everybody? So today, we about to check out some of these scary guys, man, right? Anonymous. They keep on giving us messages, letting us know what's going on and what these guys are hiding about the coronavirus, right? So today we are going to see what they predict what is going to happen in the months to come. This was actually posted about a week ago. So, dude, I'm excited, scared, nervous, a little bit of all, man. But before we get this started, if you guys enjoy anything about this video, please, man, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, like, comment, share, all that. And, dude, let's get this video popping.
Greetings, citizens of the world. This is Anonymous. After our previous coverage of the growing coronavirus outbreak and the associated quarantine lockdowns, our supporters have asked us what we expect to happen in the coming weeks and months.
Let's go.
It would be impossible for us to truly predict the future, especially in a situation that is developing so rapidly, but we have been keeping a close eye on this situation, and we are comfortable enough in our research to make a few predictions about what lies ahead. These are simply predictions and are not to be interpreted as statements of fact.
Alright, guys, so you guys understand what you just said there, right? These are just predictions. They're not facts, nothing like that. This is just what these guys think might be going on. Now, these guys' credibility is pretty good, but I'm just saying, bro, none of this is fact. This is just what they think might be happening. And this was about a week ago, so some of the stuff that they might predict on here might be happening right now. We just don't know. Let's keep it going.
Always, you need to do your own research. One thing is for sure, we are only seeing the very beginning stages of this pandemic, and this is something that experts from around the world agree on. The United States and Europe have both been relatively safe from deadly outbreaks in the past several decades, but it appears that their luck has run out. In fact, these areas may end up having things much worse because they have refused to take this issue seriously early on. Citizens of Italy are now regretting the cavalier attitude that they had in the early days of the outbreak in their country, and are now warning others that this pathogen is far more dangerous than the seasonal flu. Unfortunately, no one seems to be listening to these warnings, especially in the US and the UK, which will likely end up as global epicenters as a result of their inaction.
So what he's saying is basically, since we didn't act and we're kind of just lollygagging on the shit, that we're going to be the epicenters of this shit. UK and the United States. That's crazy. One thing I gotta say, though, is Italy does have the oldest population, so their death toll is gonna be way up there. They also have a shit ton of smokers, bro. And the way they socialize, you know, they kiss each other's cheeks, hands, you know, a lot of their families, like from young generations all the way to like grandmas, great-grandmas, live together underneath one house. All that stuff plays a factor into why Italy was so bad. But dude, shit's crazy, bro.
In the United States, officials are finally starting to realize that the illness is about to explode domestically, but for a variety of different reasons, citizens of the country would never voluntarily participate in the kind social distancing that is needed to slow the spread. This will serve as a perfect excuse for the US government to declare martial law, a process that has already started to happen with President Donald Trump's recent national emergency decree.
The fuck?
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency.
The National Guard is already active in multiple cities across the country.
True.
Seattle, Los Angeles, and New York City will likely be under a Wuhan-style quarantine lockdown within the next several weeks.
Concern that we can have outbreaks of that proportion in multiple U.S. cities. If you look at Wuhan,
You're saying the numbers that we are seeing and have seen in China.
Right, in a major U.S. city. Remember, Wuhan was the size of New York City. At the peak of that epidemic, they hospitalized about 20,000 people, 10,000 were in serious or critical condition, and 2,000 were intubated. To give you a basis of comparison, New York State, the entire state, has 50,000 hospital beds and about 3,000 critical care beds, and about 20,000 of those beds are in New York City. So if we have a Wuhan-style outbreak in New York City, that's going to overwhelm the system. So they need to be building surge capacity right now in anticipation of that possibility. Now, there's ways to avert it, but that's the risk that we face right now.
With no one allowed to enter or leave the cities unless they have special permission from the government, which will be very difficult to obtain. Our sources in the states believe that New York will be the first city to go into lockdown, since the numbers of cases are growing exponentially in the city.
Now, hasn't that shit already happened? Like, oh, bro, that's crazy. So Seattle, Los Angeles, and New York will be underneath Wuhan-type lockdowns. That means everything's locked down. You ain't allowed to leave. If you die in your house. Bro. That's scary, dude. Martial law, all that. Bro, let's go.
And the governor of the state has expressed in a recent press conference that such measures would not be ruled out. The New York Times has reported that the city's most wealthy citizens began to flee the region after hearing rumors that a lockdown was imminent. Around the same time, The Guardian spoke with private jet executives, who revealed that there has been a surge in business over the past month because the super-rich are all fleeing to their multi-million-dollar doomsday bunkers. If the virus or the military-style lockdowns have not hit your neighborhood, you may still think that this is a joke due to the misleading statistics, but whether you realize it or not, your life is about to change in a big way. There is a very real possibility that U.S. elections could be suspended or cancelled as a result of the coronavirus. In fact, primary elections in the country have already been delayed as a result of the outbreak, and there is now a poll worker shortage as well. Presidential candidates are even beginning to cancel their events, and there are already a variety of different publications that are making predictions about the possibility of a cancelled election. What we are likely seeing is a new Great Depression that will totally reorganize the global economy in ways that are currently impossible to predict. The initial lockdowns in China created a supply chain disruption that resulted in a global downturn in the markets, and this was to be expected considering that China is now the manufacturing center of the world and many people were out of work for an extended period of time. For the United States, the consequences of the situation could have been temporary, but the Federal Reserve has made a number of reckless moves in a panic to keep the markets afloat.
Bro, so we are on our way to a new Great Depression where it's gonna just basically, so say we got a ladder, right? And each country's on the ladder. And say like US, China, Germany, Russia, all these guys, we're kind of at the top, right? That shit's about to get shuffled up, dog. Dude, it's about to change our lives. Bro, this is scary. This is why I don't like watching these assholes, man. They be scaring me.
With a $1.5 trillion cash injection for Wall Street,
yeah,
and then by slashing interest rates to zero and printing more money,
that's
which
facts.
will cause inflation and decrease spending power for the average person, likely resulting in an economic depression.
The financial markets have been caught within the throes of an unrelenting downtrend over the past several weeks, which has reached a boiling point today after the U.S. benchmark indices posted one of their largest one-day sell-offs in decades, leading Bitcoin and all other digital assets to similarly plunge. Now, the NY Fed is conducting a massive liquidity injection into the markets in an attempt to ease fears regarding companies' access to capital. This $1.5 trillion capital injection is being referred to as the Fed firing its nuclear weapon by analysts and could have impacts on Bitcoin and all other assets.
That's
this
crazy.
Virus will not destroy humanity. This is something that our species faces from time to time, but sadly very many people will be lost in this tragedy, and all of our lives will be impacted by the time this thing is over.
It's crazy, bro.
When the dust settles, we will be waking up in a different world, just as we did on September 12th of 2001.
Yeah.
There will be new agencies and bureaucracies to enforce new medical laws, and these governing bodies will likely be global. As we have seen with the tragedies of the past, the people in power will use this crisis as an excuse to accomplish goals that they have been working on for a very long time. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget.
Never.
Expect us.
Expect us, bro. You boys be scaring the shit out of me. I do gotta tell you what. Dude, if any of that becomes true, dog, like the lockdowns I see are the most obvious, because that shit's kind of already starting. The martial law, they'll never admit that we're in true martial law, but the evidence is there that we're slowly moving toward, dude, a lot of stuff that they're saying makes a lot of sense, man. And we gotta really be smart about this. We gotta make sure that we follow everything that they're telling us, right? Not just the government. We gotta follow like the scientists also, like people who aren't just owned by the government. Scientists who are outside of the government, shit like that as well, man, because we just don't know now. That's scary as fuck. We do know that this is scary. We do know that it is serious. But like he said, this is not facts. This is just their predictions. And their predictions is scary, bro. You guys enjoyed that shit? Hopefully you did. Please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button. Nerdy Gang, as always, love you guys the mostest. I will see you guys next time. Let's get it, y'all.